Families' grief uniting a community.
There's a hole that is impossible to fill.
The mission bringing hundreds of strangers together at an Antioch Greenway. A woman's murder, a wake-up call for state leaders. What they want to see more of on Nashville trails. Plus, putting the brakes on license plate readers in Nashville.
Mayor, you talked about using all the resources to fight crime. The elephant in the room is the LPRs.
Mayor of Nashville answers, and why some say this delay should never have happened. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
The world deserves to know what was lost.
Continuing coverage tonight as family members and complete strangers honor a woman murdered while exercising on a greenway in Antioch. Good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Couch. For the first time since last week's violence, we are hearing from relatives of the victim, Elisa Lockett. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar. Live now at the Mill Creek Greenway in Antioch, where people gathered to run in Lockett's honor tonight.
Scott, it was the first step in the healing process for Elisa Lockett's families and others in the community who joined this memorial run. After that run here on Mill Creek Greenway off Old Hickory Boulevard, they came here to her memorial, placing dozens of flowers in her memory. You can even see a couple photos of her on the ground, including this one where she ran before. This is something that she loved to do before she tragically was murdered. Hundreds of people running in honor of Elisa Lockett's on Monday. Finishing the trail, Lockett's tragically couldn't. Metro Police say Paul Park tried to rape, then shot and killed a 34-year-old while she exercised on the Mill Creek Greenway last week. Her family here in the crowd, choosing not to go on camera but talking to us privately. Brandon, her brother, was very close to his beloved sister.
There's a hole that is impossible to fill. There are shoes that'll never be filled.
Describing just how amazing Lockett's was.
She was terrific and incredibly brilliant, and just a gift to us as a family, a gift to her friends and those who knew her.
You're big and fancy. A Vanderbilt graduate in neuroscience, Brandon tells me using her intelligence and kind heart at the Mary Parish Center to help domestic violence victims before becoming victim to violence herself. Brandon tells me her track record should serve as a reminder for people to be better.
It should drive the community to be better, for people to be better, for us to be better, for me to be better, because that's what she would want.
Organizer Jessica Kettner tells me it was important to run the same greenway where the tragedy unfolded.
We have got to stand together and do something about it. And right now in this moment, the best thing we can do is honor her and finish this run.
Finishing the run, the community understanding this message, praying and paying their respect with flowers at her memorial.
Our focus is on encouraging the community to look out for one another.
Lockett's family is asking for donations to go to the Mary Parish Center in honor of Elisa Lockett. For more information, you can head to fox17.com. Reporting live in Antioch, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
I think it's time now to step up.
Continuing coverage now, a state lawmaker is calling on city leaders to make local greenways safer. That call tonight coming from State Representative Jason Powell. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker shows us what those changes could look like.
From car break-ins to dangerous off-leash dogs to now this recent tragedy of the young woman who was shot while exercising here. Now State Rep Jason Powell is now demanding immediate change and is urging city leaders to act.
A Nashville community rattled after the brutal attack and murder of 34-year-old Elisa Lockett, who police say was killed while exercising on Mill Creek Greenway off Old Hickory Boulevard.
A 25-year-old woman is attacked on the Cumberland River Greenway.
It comes just 8 months after a runner was attacked near the Cumberland River Greenway in Germantown.
You shouldn't have to be on guard just to live your life.
We spoke with this woman at her local Greenway. She says crime is a concern and a frequent topic of discussion with her sister, who has since moved away.
Nashville just kind of like plummeted a little bit in that way. Like she just, I don't think she would feel safe in this area anymore either.
State Representative Jason Powell says he's aware of resident concerns.
They've called, they've emailed me, they've messaged me, asking what can we do.
Representative Powell frequents Mill Creek Greenway and has witnessed crime firsthand, sparking his call for change, where he sent this letter to Mayor Freddie O'Connell, Metro Police, and Metro Parks, requesting improved lighting, emergency call stations, and more officer patrols on bikes along our greenways.
The problem is that oftentimes you can be very isolated on these greenways. So I think that makes it even more important for there to be safety precautions in place.
And the mayor's office says ensuring safety on greenways is a consistent focus.
These senseless acts of violence have been devastating to too many people.
MMPD tells Fox 17 News they plan to increase police presence on greenways, including personnel on UTVs. In the meantime, Parks Police says they're working to fill positions for a Parks Police unit devoted to greenways, and are exploring costs of more lighting and cameras in the parking lot of Mill Creek Greenway. Representative Powell also tells Fox 17 News that he recently had to take a woman to the hospital with serious injuries after he witnessed a dog attack. He says that he has seen more and more where people have their dogs off leashes here. This, of course, is a story that will continue to follow. For now, reporting in Antioch, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
You can see all of our previous coverage on the murder of Alyssa Lockett, including the video of the suspect Paul Park's arrest on the Fox Nashville YouTube channel. And while you are there, we would invite you to subscribe. Looking ahead now to November the 4th, when the Franklin City Court will be temporarily moving away from downtown to the Franklin Police Department on Columbia Avenue. This move will allow for construction at the new City Hall. No word on exactly how long the Franklin Traffic Court will be at the police station until it moves back to the courthouse. New tonight, the extremely dry weather is prompting Murfreesboro fire officials to issue a mandatory burn ban inside the city limits. Now, this includes burning leaves or brush along with construction debris, and it also means no campfires. You can use burn barrels or fire pits, or you cannot use them. Can't use those either. The fire marshal says this ban will not be lifted until the city receives a significant amount of rain. All right, let's talk to the man who's in charge of not necessarily the rain, but at least notifying us of when it will come. You've been very quiet on that particular topic, I'd say all month long.
All month long, Scott. And they were saying until they get a significant amount of rainfall, that could be a while. I mean, at least for the next 7-10 days, might not be looking at any sort of rainfall.
This is highly unusual.
Oh, highly unusual. So unusual, we have not received a single drop of rainfall here in Nashville. The official reading coming from the Nashville airport. And if we go the entire month without getting a single drop of rainfall, it'll be the first month ever here in Nashville that we have not had any rain for the entire month. The closest we got to that was back in October of 1963. We only recorded a trace of rainfall. I was talking about this a little bit earlier today. Helene moved through in late September, and that brought us some very beneficial rainfall across Middle Tennessee. Almost 4.5 inches fell on September 27th, and thank goodness we got this rainfall because we were already on about a 10-day dry stretch before Helene moved through, and now we've been on about a 3-week dry stretch. So just very dry conditions across Tennessee and Kentucky right now. No rain anywhere close to us at all. It is all clear for us. A clear night too. Clear skies, 59 degrees right here in Nashville. Overall, not too bad of a night. We are going to stay just a little bit warmer than normal for tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to warm up even more. Temperatures right now for everybody else, we're in the low to upper 50s for the most part. 52 at McMinnville, Crossville at 53 right now. Murfreesboro coming in at 57. Dickson just a little bit warmer over there, 60 right now in at Dickson. As we head into the next couple of days, the warm, great weather will continue. I'll show you that 7-day forecast and talk about any sort of possible rain chance in just a bit.
We've been trying to pin down Mayor Freddie O'Connell for months. Why is he holding up license plate readers? He answered again. Is it satisfying? You be the judge. That story's next.
Also ahead, mistakes and miscues, the events some say allowed a man to target former President Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he is holding up the full rollout of license plate readers across the county until the city's policy can be fine-tuned. As Fox 17 News' Dennis Ferrier shows us, this as his own police chief, Metro's district attorney, and members of the Metro Council want these cameras online.
We've been trying to pin down the mayor on exactly what his problem is with current LPR policy. We've been trying for months. Do we finally have an answer? After a rash of shootings and the horrific murder of Alyssa Lockett, who was just trying to jog on the Greenway, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell made this promise.
Keeping Nashvillians safe remains my top priority as mayor. Includes supporting holistic approaches to emergency response and using technology and precision policing strategies to keep neighborhoods safe.
But aren't license plate readers the very definition of using technology? The Nashville pilot program led to 112 felony arrests in just 6 months. Lots of violent people off the streets.
Mayor, you talked about using all the resources to fight crime. The elephant in the room is the LPRs. You know, we've talked since...
I'd say that's your perspective, Dennis,
okay, yeah,
thank
it
you.
is. It is. It is my perspective, and maybe a few others like Chief John Drake and maybe Glenn Funk and maybe your own neighborhood.
I wouldn't say that any of them have characterized it that way, but we are
neighborhood
working partly with
association.
them.
Well, let me ask you then, while Nashville's streets run with blood, what is wrong with this policy?
Again, this is absolutely your characterization.
Okay,
Dennis,
well, we had 10...
we did.
We had 10, 12 shootings.
We are very aware of the
Saturday?
violent crime incidents, but we are also pleased that with all of the efforts of everything that MMPD and MPHD are doing, violent crime remains down year over year.
The mayor said again he will be happy to fund LPRs once they get the policy right. But this policy discussion went on for a long time in front of council before finally being approved by council.
And I've got no idea, and I don't know what needs to be modified. Our policy was debated for 2.5 years. We did a 6-month pilot that showed that it was very successful, so obviously the policy works. I think the truth really is that we have people in power now in the administration that have always been against LPRs, that voted every single time against LPRs, and those are the people that are in control right now, which is why we don't have LPRs.
Nashville Police Chief John Drake, who the mayor praises as one of the best police chiefs in the country, has said on more than one occasion, LPRs will make Nashville safer. LPRs will reduce crime. LPRs will help find dangerous criminals faster.
And you've heard me say it many times, and I'll say it again. LPRs make us safer.
But the mayor maintains the policy is still wrong.
Can you tell me specifically what has been wrong with the LPR policy that has held it up for months? I think it's fair at this point to ask you, what is it?
We will be happy to share with you the list of concerns that we heard from multiple communities across Nashville and Davidson County.
The mayor's office sent this email with 7 points of concern. Guardrails having the force of law, data used from trustworthy sources, protecting residents' data, ensuring LPR data does not track political speech, LPRs placed equitably, ensuring vendors are required to abide by our ordinances, and ensuring residents cannot become vulnerable in the event local guardrails are overturned by the state. Does any of this sound like it should take months to figure out?
The people that don't want it it's a very small group of people that are very loud. So I would encourage people, if you want this technology, if you want the police to have tools that can help keep us safe, I encourage you to reach out to your council member, reach out to the mayor's office. You start being loud.
So why is this taking so long? The mayor's office says it's because the policy is being sent back and forth between the police department and the mayor's office, a kind of demand and response interaction. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, today it was just more of the same. This very nice pattern of weather that we've been in, it stuck around with us today, and it's really going to be sticking around with us for the next several days, too. I mean, you just can't really ask for much better weather, at least if you like the warmer weather for this time of year. I know some of y'all are ready for the fall-like temperatures to arrive. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer on those. I think this upcoming weekend, we might get a little bit of a cool down. I'll show you that coming up here in a little bit. But here's a live look over Broadway right now. A little bit of a crowd out there on this Monday night. Temperatures, they're in the upper 50s. We're at 59 right here in Nashville. Still clear skies, and that's exactly how we're going to stay as we head through the next several days, too. We're going to stay nice and clear. Radar not able to pick up on any sort of rainfall anywhere close to us. As close as we can get, that's going to be back off in the areas like Nebraska and Kansas, and then across Tennessee and Kentucky. It is just nothing but dry and clear, and that's exactly how we're going to stay as we head in to tomorrow, too. No rain chance for us for tomorrow. We're going to get plenty of sunshine for tomorrow as well. Tuesday, just more of the same. We could get a few clouds that try to move move in Tuesday night and the Wednesday morning. I don't think we're going to really get much of a rain chance with any of that, though. I still think we'll keep it all dry. That front will move through late Wednesday, and then behind that front for Thursday, it is going to drop our temperatures down just a little bit, but really not a whole lot, staying above normal for Thursday. Then as we head on through the rest of Thursday, I think we'll keep it dry. Friday, I think we're still looking at more dry conditions remaining in place, and then Saturday early morning, so late Friday night, early Saturday morning, this model is trying to bring in just 1 or 2 showers up here in our northwestern areas. I think that's about it, though. I think nearly all of us are going to keep it dry for Friday night into Saturday morning, and then through the rest of Saturday, through the rest of Sunday, it's just still more of the same. I think we're stuck still in the middle of this long, dry stretch of weather that we've had. Tropical storm Oscar, taking a look down here in the tropics, that's still right here along the eastern coast of Cuba. Maximum winds with Oscar, 40 miles per hour right now. And as far as that track goes, as we go through the next several days, the National Hurricane Center still has it just traveling out to sea, so it's going to stay well away from us, and that shouldn't have any sort of impact at all on any of our weather here across the country. So good news at least on that. Oscar staying way far away from us. For tonight, 50 degrees, mostly clear skies. Winds are going to stay calm for us for tonight. And then tomorrow, if you have any sort of outdoor plans, pumpkin patch, or just anything you want to do outdoors, shaping up to be a great couple of days for you. Tuesday, tomorrow, lower 50s by 7 o'clock, mid 70s by noon, and then by 5 p.m. we'll be in the upper 70s. Wednesday, we started out in the mid 50s by 7 o'clock. By noon, we're in the upper 70s, and then by 5 o'clock, we're still in the lower 80s. I think we're looking at high temperatures for Tuesday and Wednesday in the lower 80s. We briefly drop off for Thursday, and then this weekend looking a little bit cooler. I'll show you more on that coming up here in a little bit.
I'm Atra El-Nashar in Capitol Hill with how a House task force says the Butler, Pennsylvania attempted assassination of former President Trump could have been prevented.
I'm Jennifer Waddell from Fox 17 News this morning. Tuesday marks 2 weeks until Election Day, and Fox 17 News will have live looks at all the last-minute campaign stops, plus the latest early voting results here in our state. That's starting at 4 a.m.
In politics tonight, members of Congress are taking a closer look at what led to the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Fox 17 News' Atra El-Nashar tonight to show us what they have discovered.
Poor planning and poor communication of the Secret Service led up to the attempted assassination of former President Trump on July 13th. A tragedy a House task force says was preventable. In their interim report out Monday, they explained how the mistakes began days before the now infamous Butler rally. Scattered meetings, vague instructions, and unclear chains of command caused confusion about the division of responsibilities, especially for local and state officers. Investigators baffled by how Thomas Matthew Crooks managed to get to the top of this building where he ultimately fired shots, and why the roof of the building wasn't secure. The report explains there was no unified command post to facilitate communication between Secret Service and local law enforcement. Information about Crooks, already deemed a suspicious person, did not reach the Secret Service command post until about 5:51 p.m. By then, Crooks had been under scrutiny by the Secret Service's state and local partners for approximately 40 minutes. Retired Secret Service Special Agent in charge Frank Loveridge says because the Secret Service is spread so thin with so many protectees, local law enforcement is left to fill in the gaps.
They do a great job at what they do, but their job is not to protect the president or former presidents.
The task force writes, indeed, federal, state, and local law enforcement officers could have engaged Thomas Matthew Crooks at several pivotal moments.
I definitely knew text messages were being sent. In fact, that's how I got the picture of who we were looking for, so that I could then forward that to the state police sergeant that was in the Secret Service Command Center.
The task force's report mirrors findings released Thursday by an independent commission that also found the Secret Service is failing to live up to its zero-fail mission.
The task force continues to investigate. They say they're in the process of conducting an additional 20 interviews on the events of July 13th. They're also now tasked with investigating the second attempted assassination of Trump at his Florida golf course on September 15th. On Capitol Hill, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
The new show 60 Minutes making some news of its own for a recent interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. Why some are criticizing the program. And more buzz about bringing Major League Baseball to the volunteer state. Why that buzz is getting a little louder. Continuing coverage on efforts to bring a Major League Baseball team to Nashville. The buzz getting a little louder of late because of a couple of MLB teams that may not have a place to play next year. Fox 17 News' Johnny Maffey tonight talking with city leaders about where things stand.
Nashville seems to be up at bat, but they're taking some pitches, not swinging at anything right now when it comes to a MLB team playing in Music City, calling it home. And this all comes up because the Tampa Bay Rays down in St. Petersburg, Florida, are looking for a temporary home because they don't know where to play right now in 2025. And that is all because the roof of Tropicana Field was severely damaged during Hurricane Milton. So we asked Mayor Freddie O'Connell if anyone has come to him with a proposal for a team to have a temporary or even a permanent home here.
We've seen chatter about the Tampa Bay Rays. We've seen chatter about the Chicago White Sox. You may be aware that there is a group out there called Music City Baseball. We know that people are talking about Nashville as a sports market for a variety of franchise opportunities, but I mean, for us, this is not something we can consider seriously unless somebody brings a proposal to the table that shows us a fully private financing plan.
Fully private financing is what the mayor is saying there. Now, the Beacon Center shows some polling numbers that do align with that, saying that Tennessee voters overwhelmingly are opposed to a public-financed MLB stadium. In Nashville, Johnny Maffey, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Staying with that sports vein, Tennessee Volunteers celebrating a big win over the weekend and a big move back into the top 10 in the college football rank. That fall win over the weekend, the subject of tonight's Fox 17 viewer poll on X. Our question, do you think the University of Tennessee will make the SEC championship game? We've got 232 votes right now. 44% say yes. I believe that win over Bama is going to, put us in that discussion, get us into that game. But right now, 56% of our viewers don't think so. Poll still live. If you'd like to weigh in, scan the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen. It will link you to our page on X, which is at Fox Nashville, and we'll show some updated numbers for you later in the newscast. In politics, CBS News facing some heat tonight amid allegations 60 Minutes unfairly edited its interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. Fox 17 News' Jeff Harris, no relation, takes a look at the issue.
And she gave some really stupid answers. And what they did is they cut those answers out and they put other answers in. And I think it's really, it's a very bad act.
Former President Donald Trump keeping up his full-court press against 60 Minutes, accusing the program of deceptively editing Vice President Kamala Harris's sit-down interview to make her look better. The controversy was born after the same question from 60 Minutes correspondent Bill Whitaker was attributed to different published responses from Harris.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
For 2 weeks, 60 Minutes declined to respond to Trump's allegation before issuing a statement Sunday night calling Trump's accusation, quote, false, explaining that it used a different portion of the same response that was more succinct to allow time for other subjects in the wide-ranging interview. Republicans, including the Trump campaign and House Speaker Mike Johnson, are demanding that 60 Minutes release the uncut video and transcript so the American people can judge for themselves.
That's established law. Of course it is.
Meanwhile, Johnson is accusing CBS News of selectively editing his interviews with the network, posting this clip on his X account, claiming Face the Nation removed part of his response about making sure only American citizens can vote in federal elections. The network has not publicly responded. The accusations come as reported internal strife exists at CBS News over a contentious but civil interview between CBS Morning's co-anchor Tony DeCopel and author Ta-Nehisi Coates over the Israel-Palestinian conflict.
What is it that so particularly offends you about the existence of a Jewish state that is a Jewish safe place and not any of the other states out there?
There's nothing that offends me about a Jewish state. I am offended by the idea of states built on ethnocracy, no matter where they are.
According to published reports, DeCopel was reprimanded for the interview, and CBS News boss Wendy McMahon directed the network to review its objectivity. CBS News' parent company has since said the reprimand was a mistake. A new Gallup survey shows trust in mass media is only at 31% among adults, leading those who work in the industry to pose the question,
Does the media deserve to be mistrusted?
I'm Jeff Harris for the National News Desk.
85% of Americans say the 60 Minutes transcript should be released. This is according to a Harvard Capps-Harris poll, and that includes a majority of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents.
Well, today was a beautiful one. We had 78 degrees right here in Nashville, way warmer than normal for this time of year. Typically, we're in the lower 70s, so several degrees warmer than normal for today. And tomorrow, I think we're going to go about 10 degrees above normal, going with 82 for the forecast high temperature for us here in Nashville. Tomorrow, average high temperature this time of year, 71, so about 10, 11 degrees above that. Overall, just a really nice day for us, especially if you like that warmer weather. We're looking at a beautiful week, though, as we head through the rest of this week. Wednesday, we're in the lower 80s. By Thursday, we're in the upper 70s. We cool down just a little bit behind that cold front that moves in Wednesday evening, but it only drops us to the upper 70s. Then we're right back to the mid 80s. Friday looks to be the warmest day. This weekend, temperatures could change depending on a system that is going to try to move in. Right now, though, we're going to go with temperatures in the lower 70s for the high Saturday and Sunday. And then by Monday, we're back to the mid 70s. Going to start to warm back up again. Rain chances pretty non-existent as we head through the rest of this week. Even through the weekend, we might get a little bit of a rain chance in our northwestern areas late Friday night on into Saturday, but then beyond that, it's still looking very dry. October 29th through November 4th, I think towards the tail end of that time frame, early November, we could finally start to look at a rain chance here across Middle Tennessee.
Heroic actions at a critical time, the special honor for 2 Metro police officers at the heart of the department's response to the Covenant school shooting. And cosmetics and cancer, the possible connection. A huge honor tonight for a couple of Nashville's hometown heroes. Metro Police say Officer Rex Engelbert and Detective Mike Colazzo have been selected as Police Officers of the Year. The International Association of Chiefs of Police picked these men for their response during the Covenant school shooting. This is video from an officer's on-chest camera from that incident. The men are part of a group that moved quickly to enter the Christian elementary school in Green Hills back in March of 2023, no doubt saving lives. A factory plant up in Michigan has ignited the debate there over the benefit of job creation versus national security risks associated with companies that are owned by foreign governments. Now, this week on Full Measure, our Cheryl Atkinson spoke with Bruce Borkovich. He's running for office in a town near the site of the plant, and he's against it.
Why shouldn't your community benefit, particularly in light of the fact that it obviously needs it could use an infusion of some wealth?
Sure, and no one will argue that. We're looking for the right industry here and the other dynamic is there are people who think this is a magic pill that's going to end unemployment. And we have one person did their own survey, not a professional survey, their own survey, and found out there were from 1,500 to 2,000 jobs in this county that people aren't even applying for. I also think if this is built, I think there will be people from other counties who come here and work. So this isn't just a cost, Mecosta County, gain loss thing. But again, I think you have to weigh, you don't dance with the devil just so that you can buy a jet ski and pay your mortgage and go to the grocery store. And I don't think the risk is worth the payoff here.
Any thoughts just on the national scale? These sorts of debates are happening all over the place.
They are, and we're actually very proud. We're talking to people from all over the country who are digging in, our people in Manteno, our comrades there, and all over the country who are getting a hold of us. And people are waking up to this stuff, and they're realizing what the dangers are. So, we're pretty proud. We're kind of the epicenter here, and it's such a great core group of Americans. Orman Hook, who's really been the catalyst in making this all happen, he's coined the term that, we're a different kind of redneck up here. And we have people involved in this that are very sharp people. They're politically savvy, they're committed, they're patriots. Many of them are strong Christians and very committed to this. So we're in the fight. If we lose, we lose. We can keep our head up, but we don't plan on losing.
If you'd like to hear the other side of that story, watch a replay of Cheryl's story at fullmeasure.news. And you can see a new episode of Full Measure every Sunday morning at 7:30 here on Fox 17.
Very calm weather for us right now, and it's going to stay very calm as we head through the next several days, too. Not much of a rain chance in sight. We're going to warm up by the end of the week and then cool down a little bit. I'll have more on that here after the break.
Also ahead, many of the products designed to make us look better could be increasing our risk of cancer. Why cosmetics are under scrutiny tonight. In tonight's Spotlight on America, questions about whether personal care products like makeup and soap are increasing your risk of cancer. As Fox 17 News' Lisa Fletcher shows us, some of these products contain chemicals that are known to cause cancer.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. October brings out pink ribbons and marketing to raise awareness. But some of the products designed to make women feel beautiful may harbor a toxic secret. Remove the lid or press the pump on any number of personal care products, and what you'll often find are the dangerous ingredients that cancer prevention advocates are fighting against.
Breast Cancer Prevention Month brings out a lot of companies who piggyback on this wave of empathy and interest that the public has. But is some of it misleading?
Some of those same companies are actually poisoning people with the chemicals in their products, and including chemicals in their products that are linked to breast cancer directly.
Chemicals like formaldehyde, coal tar, benzene, and cadmium, known carcinogens that many women are unknowingly slathering on their faces and bodies. Like PFAS, a set of toxic forever chemicals sometimes used in lipstick to help it glide onto the skin. Parabens, which can be found in shampoo, and phthalates, often in scented lotions, all linked to cancer.
Unfortunately, in our country, the regulations are very weak.
Breast Cancer Prevention Partners CEO Suzanne Price says the U.S. is failing when it comes to safe beauty products. The European Union has banned 2,400 ingredients from personal care products because of health concerns. The U.S. has banned 11.
Right now, there is a huge trend of young girls at that puberty age wearing lots of makeup and using lots of personal care products. What you let your preteen daughters use as they're going through puberty, that could all have an effect on their breast cancer risk later in life.
But learning what's actually in the products isn't as simple as reading a label. You see this word all the time, fragrance. Under existing product laws, that word can be used to hide thousands of chemicals, which could be toxic or carcinogenic. In a 2018 study, 3/4 of the problematic chemicals in personal care products were fragrance ingredients.
Oh, it's very serious.
Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky has been fighting to clean up the personal care products industry for decades.
We're not going to be suckers here. We are not going to be buying products that are going to hurt us.
Introducing 17 bills over nearly a quarter century. The only legislation on the subject to pass was in 2022, expanding the FDA's authority to regulate cosmetics. Have you seen any definitive action?
The answer is no. I'm sure that it is overburdened, the Food and Drug Administration, to get it done, but that's not a really good excuse.
Absent pressure from Congress and regulatory agencies, companies are continuing business as usual.
It's so hypocritical. If these companies are serious, then they have to look in the mirror and they have to make a decision that they're not going to put out products that actually could contribute to those illnesses.
For Spotlight on America, I'm Lisa Fletcher.
There is a searchable database online where you can look at specific products to learn about their ingredients and your potential risk, and you can find that link at spotlightinvestigates.com. All right, let's talk about the weather. You know, wherever we talk about things we don't like weather-wise, you know, we always like to say in this building, don't kill the messenger. And so far, the messenger's taken some heat over the lack of rain.
Scott, we have had such a lack of rain. You know, I've been in Nashville for just a little over 2 years now, and I think this is the calmest stretch of weather I have ever seen in Nashville. And it could be one for the record books. We'll see. If we can make it till October 31st with no rain, it will be one for the record books.
We're almost there.
We are almost there, too, and I think there's a chance that it might happen. Not much rainfall in the forecast for the next 7 to 10 days. 70s. Here's your live look over Broadway. A very calm and quiet night for you. If you have any sort of outdoor plans, really a fantastic night for you. A little bit cool tonight, but not going to be too far off from normal for this time of year. Actually, a little bit warmer than normal later on tonight. 59 degrees, mostly clear skies for us tonight. No rain that we're going to have to deal with. It is all dry. High pressure still in control of our weather, keeping us nice and clear. We're going to stay dry too. Also, plenty of sunshine as we head into the next couple of days. Future track not picking up on any rain for tomorrow, and not much cloud cover at all for tomorrow either. Plenty of sun tomorrow. Moving on into Tuesday night and then Wednesday morning, we might get a few clouds that try to move in overnight. We're not looking at any rain chance though. I think it's going to stay all dry for us through the overnight hours Tuesday night and the Wednesday. Moving on into Thursday, just more of the same. We might get our temperatures to drop down a little bit behind this cold front that'll move through on Wednesday evening. But other than that, still just very calm. This is Thursday morning, 7 a.m. I think we're looking at dry conditions here. Friday, we're going to stay dry. Late Friday night, we could see a few showers that try to move into our northwestern counties. That's just going to be maybe a couple of light isolated showers though at best. Most of us should be staying dry. Again, this is for late Friday night and the early Saturday morning. Rest of Saturday, we're looking dry, and most areas will stay dry all of Saturday. Sunday, we're off to a dry start for the morning hours, and then we're going to stay dry for the rest of Sunday too. So just again, very calm and quiet weather. The tropics are pretty calm right now too. The only exception, Tropical Storm Oscar down here. This is still right here on the eastern side of Cuba. That's going to keep on pushing up to the northeast through the next few days, and it's going to kind of keep that tropical storm strength, 40-mile-an-hour maximum sustained winds right now. That's going to stay way far away from us though. We're not going to have to worry about any sort of impacts from Oscar here with our weather locally. 50 degrees tonight, mostly clear skies. Winds are going to stay calm tonight. If you have any outdoor plans tomorrow, I think we're looking at a fantastic day. We'll get plenty of sunshine. By noon, we're already in the mid-70s, lower 80s by 3 p.m. and then by 6, we should be in the mid-70s. So just another great day. Beautiful weather. 83 on Wednesday. We're going to warm up even a little bit more. Thursday, we drop down only a few degrees though behind that cold front that moves through late Wednesday. Friday, we warm right back up to the mid-80s. Our average high temperature for this time of year is the lower 70s. Saturday and Sunday, our highs will be close to normal, and then Monday, we're going to start to warm back up again, highs in the mid-70s.
Just ahead, a partnership making a difference, celebrating 20 years of free books for children across our state. And taking waffles off of the breakfast menu tomorrow, the ones you need to avoid. New tonight, celebrating an idea that started over in Sevier County in East Tennessee and has since grown to cover all 95 Tennessee counties and then some, the governor's early literacy program. It has been 20 years since Dolly Parton's Imagination Library was elevated from a program to give books to children in her home county to what it is today. That partnership between Dolly and then Governor Phil Bredesen was celebrated tonight at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Tonight, former Governor Bredesen thanking the two governors since him who have helped to keep this partnership going.
It has worked amazingly well. The foundation has done a wonderful job of implementing that. It's given this staying power, and it's really, in my mind, an example, a perfect example of the kind of things that public-private partnerships, which are talked about all the time, but the kind of thing they really should be.
Now, the goal is to inspire a love of books and learning. The Imagination Library now has programs in 20 other states. Just ahead, a popular breakfast item under recall tonight. Which brands of waffles you'll want to avoid. In political news, what some experts call skirting election laws. Billionaire Elon Musk is giving away $1 million a day right now to people in swing states who will sign his petition to protect gun rights and free speech. It is illegal to pay for votes here in the U.S. Musk is also hosting rallies for former President Donald Trump. You may have seen some in recent weeks. And he recently gave $75 million to a pro-Trump super PAC. In consumer news now, a recall alert involving a popular breakfast food, waffles. Treehouse Foods has pulled more than 500 varieties of its frozen waffles from store shelves because of possible listeria contamination. These products are sold to major chains like Aldi's, Food Lion, Walmart, and Target, and many of those stores sell these waffles under their own store brand names. For a complete list of the brands and UPC codes affected, go to our website, fox17.com, and click on Fox Links.